Good evening and welcome everybody to our very first SMAG Beauty Talk. We're so excited to have you all here with us tonight for what promises to be an informative and fun hour with our eclectic and esteemed panel. Today's SMAG Beauty Talk is brought to you in partnership with W.Beauty, available at Woolworths, who were also kind enough to kit out myself and our panelists. Zozi, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, because of lockdown, I wasn't able to send my private jet with your Woolies outfit to you. But I'm sure when you come home, Woolworths will be more than happy to help you out. Okay.
You know what? COVID has stolen so many things from me. Now a private jet moment. I'm sad.
I mean,
thank you for thinking of me.
Anytime, anytime. Well, that brings us to our panel, and what a panel it is. All the way from New York, as I've already mentioned, we have reigning Miss Universe Zozibini Tunzi. Not that she's needs much of an introduction, of course, but Zozi is not only Miss Universe, but also a passionate activist in the fight against gender-based violence. As the first Miss Universe to be crowned wearing her natural hair, Zozi is a proponent of natural beauty and embracing your authentic self. I'm also proud to say that Zozi is a friend of the brand, having featured in our celebrations issue 2 weeks before she became Miss Universe. So we're very proud of that. Thank you, Zozi. Alongside her is scientist extraordinaire Laura Naidu, who is the Quality, Innovation and Sourcing Manager at Woolworths Beauty. Laura's international experience has seen her work at some of the country's leading personal care brands and across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Welcome, Laura. Finally, we have Nokubonga Thusi, SMAG's beauty editor. Nox, as she is more fondly known, has worked across some of the leading publications across the country, but I have it on good authority that this is her favorite job so far. Ladies, welcome.
Thanks, Themba.
So,
good evening. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm sorry, Laura. What were you saying?
I say good evening. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So tonight we're celebrating the skin that we're in by shining the spotlight on what clean beauty is and how we can improve our skincare routine. Laura, if I can maybe start with you. When we talk about clean beauty, what exactly do we mean?
So clean beauty, defined by Woolworths, are products that we have thoughtfully created. We're keeping in interest the best for our customer. And our products are made with the highest grade of cosmetic ingredients. They are proven to be non-toxic. They are tested to be mild and gentle on your skin. And all our ingredients are ethically and sustainably sourced. And as Woolworths and a brand in W.Beauty, we are committed to transparent and clean labeling.
Awesome. Now, Zozi, you've been truly blessed with beautiful, glowing skin. What is your secret to maintaining that perfect glow?
Well, thank you so much. I do love a good glow. Everybody who knows me will know I will always pick a dewy look over a matte look. But my secret is, even before I put on makeup, it's so important for us to make sure that we have, good skin, because makeup sits very beautifully on beautiful skin. So for me, what I usually do is I enjoy Woolworths hydrating serum. It is amazing. I love a good hydrated skin, so I use that product a lot. And I'll use the hydrating gel moisturizer as well. So I'll literally cleanse my face, I'll tone it. After that, I will put on my hydrating serum before putting on my day cream or my night cream. It's literally, I think of it as putting on underwear before you put on your clothing. That's how I look at, the hydrating gel and the serum as well. So that's how I keep my skin glowing the whole time.
Perfect. Now, before I get back to our panelists, I'd like to just say that to our audience, you have a chance to win yourself an amazing hamper filled with W.Beauty products valued at over 2,000 rands. All you have to do is just send us in the live comments section what your thoughts are on what real beauty is. Simple as that. Please share your thoughts, your comments, and our independent admin is going to pick the winner. So please don't look at me, but do share. Let's engage and let's have a nice dialogue tonight. Okay, speaking about beauty products, beauty editor, as we go into the harsh winter months, how should we be taking care of our skin? And what are some of the products that you recommend?
Well, definitely when it comes to winter, my thing is always you have to focus on hydration, keeping that moisture, retaining that moisture. So for me, when it comes to winter, I'm definitely about switching my textures of my products as well as adding oils. If I have to say a key ingredient or key product to add to your routine above anything else would definitely be an oil. You want to add an oil into your skincare routine just to be able to lock in all the hydration that you're putting in. Like Zozi mentioned, the hydrating serum. I also love that product. It's amazing. So after you've put that on, so this is the hydrating serum. I don't know if anyone can see it, but this is a hydrating serum. It's a beautiful gel texture. It's very cooling on the skin. And when you apply it onto the skin, it almost feels like you're getting like a splash of water onto your skin. It's very hydrating. There's an instant glow. And then after that, you would definitely want to apply an oil on top of that. And this one also from W.Beauty, which is their evening recovery facial oil, is amazing to just pack onto the skin and apply onto the skin just to lock in that moisture. Absolutely love this one as well. But that's definitely for winter. You want to be concentrating on hydration and your oil and making sure that there's a balance there and not so that you don't have dehydrated skin and you don't have dry skin. Definitely something that gets a lot of like, oh, am I dry? Am I not? Is definitely you want to know the difference between being dehydrated or being dry. When you're dehydrated, your skin is needing water, and when you're dry, your skin is needing oil. So if you see that you're doing both during winter, then your skin is kind of going to stay balanced the entire time, and you're not going to have those patchiness or anything like that.
Nox, if I can just ask, is there, if you're not a beauty expert, how do you know what the difference is between skin that's not hydrated and skin that is dry? I don't know if you get what I'm asking. Is there a test that you can do, like for yourself? Am I hydrated or do I just have dry skin?
Well, usually that is a good question because it is quite difficult. I mean, they both represent themselves as being dry patches, flaky, looking dull. But one test that I do like to use, if your skin is dehydrated, find out if your skin is dehydrated or dry, you'll take your finger and you'll press onto your skin and then you'll remove your finger. And usually if your skin is dehydrated, it'll kind of still have a little bit of oil, a little bit of moisture. There'll be like an imprint that looks kind of oily before the skin bounces back. If your skin is dry, there won't be necessarily any oil and your skin will almost kind of start to flake immediately on impact. So that would be a dry skin, which would say that there's no oil in the skin. And the dehydrated one will be showing that there's not necessarily any water in the skin.
Great. Okay, if you've just joined us, welcome to the SMAC Beauty Talks brought to you in partnership with W.Beauty, available at Woolworths. Please make sure that you post some of the questions that you have for our panel. We'll try and get through as many of them as possible. So feel free to keep engaging us. And thank you again for joining us. Zozi, back to you. Our skin is not only important aesthetically, of course, but I think being comfortable in one's own skin is also important because it gives us confidence, it makes us feel empowered. So what advice would you share with our audience today about, how to be confident in their own skin?
Oh, I think, firstly, the idea that we are beautiful is what launches everything. We have to believe in it first deeply inside of us, and then only then can we truly show it to the world. And my advice is to practice it. It takes practice. I know I meet a lot of people who do ask, how do you get your confidence to be comfortable in your skin, or how do you just get confidence in general? And for me, it's something that you work on. It's definitely not something that I was born with. Not a lot of people were born and they were just like, you know what, and me, I'm confident, I'm the one. It doesn't work like that naturally. So you wake up and you convince yourself every day, and you tell yourself, that you are beautiful and that you are worthy of being called beautiful by other people. And so it's like a daily exercise that I do for myself as well, just to keep reminding myself, that I am beautiful. So it's daily affirmations. It's work that you have to put in. And so that's how I would encourage everyone, is to wake up and choose yourself. Pick yourself every day when you wake up. Make that decision and that choice to say, this morning, Zozi, I'm choosing you because you are amazing and you are beautiful. And so that way, it doesn't really matter, what the world thinks about you. If you think of yourself great first, then you are on the right path.
I love what you said now. Wake up and choose yourself, because I think, so many of us don't do that. We just wake up and kind of get started, and inevitably our day tends to be filled with a lot of other people as opposed to ourselves. So I love that. I think that's a great affirmation, or that's a great thing for us to remember. In terms of specific affirmations, is there one that maybe you would share with us that you maybe say to yourself when you wake up?
Oh, I think my number one is that I am worthy. That one I will never forget. It doesn't matter what I tell myself. I am worthy is the first one. And it will always be there, because there's so many instances and situations in the world where you will feel like you are not worthy, where people will tell you that you are not worthy, whether it's for your intelligence or for your beauty. Especially for me, being in this platform that I am, there's certainly going to be people telling me that I'm not worthy of sitting where I'm sitting, because maybe they don't understand my beauty, or they don't believe in my beauty, or maybe they don't think I'm intelligent enough, or I'm not queenly enough, and it's things that people go through every day. It's not just me, it's like a natural thing. And so that's why I have to be specific about telling myself that I actually am worthy and deserving to be, where I am, and deserving of my dreams, and just deserving of everything that I feel like I have to have in my life. And so I'm worthy is definitely up there.
Love that. Thank you. Okay, we all know that as part of obviously being empowered, knowledge is power. So Laura, if we can just talk to you in terms of knowing what is actually inside the products that we use, what are some of the standard claims across skincare that we need to be aware of when we're selecting our products?
Okay, so in skincare, the most important thing you want to go for is hydration. And you know that being hydrated and natural and beauty from within, we always say maintain a healthy diet and being hydrated. So I would say look for skincare products that punt moisturization and hydration, and because those are the natural elements that will leave you looking radiant and leave your skin glowing. So I would say look for ingredients: hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, known for moisturization and hydration. Those are some of the key ingredients. And it's very widely available, and you will find it across a lot of skincare.
Okay, so far I'm picking up that hydration is the running theme from our experts. So guys, please remember, drink your water. Even though it's winter and it's cold, drink your water. It's probably quite a large part of the job done, Laura, would you say? And then obviously look out for the ingredients that Laura has shared with us. Okay, speaking of products, Nox, if we can bring you in here in terms of trends, let's talk about trends. What are some of the trends, in your opinion, that we should be looking out for in as far as skincare goes?
Definitely. Well, in terms of trends, skincare trends, I think the movement, or I've seen that the movement is still very much focused on sustainability, very much focused on being more conscious about, the products that you use, the ingredients that are in your products, like how toxic ingredients, what's good for you, what's not. So sustainability is definitely still a thing in beauty, and I don't even think it's a trend. I think it's a movement. I think that's where we are headed. I wouldn't say it's a trend because I see it lasting for a very long time. You have even very much end of last year, there was a very much a big focus on packaging, making sure that packaging is right, zero plastic, just zero packaging, and the ingredients that are used, very much transparency from brands in terms of what's in the product, what's not in the product, because that's what people are looking people are very conscious about what goes into their bodies in terms of health and in terms of what they eat. So definitely what goes in their skin is just as important. I think when the world of wellness and beauty kind of merged together, that's where we saw the whole trend starting to happen, because people were demanding that, you know, if I'm eating vegan, I should be able to have products that are vegan. You know, if I believe in no animal cruelty, my product should do the same thing. So that is quite very much a big trend of conscious, sustainable, clean beauty. So that is one. Then the second one, I would definitely say, in terms of natural products, still stemming off the sustainability part of beauty, I've seen a high spike in lots of brands using CBD. So CBD is basically derivative from marijuana, but it's not the part that gets you high or anything like that. So it's definitely more of the hemp side of the plant. And it's very good in terms of calming down inflammation in the skin, dealing with barrier issues in the skin, and repairing and rejuvenating the skin. So that is kind of like a key product that kind of stems up from the natural ingredients trend. I don't think, yes.
Sorry, Knox, we are struggling a little bit to hear you. I don't know if we kind of having you break up a little bit. So before I come back to you, if you can just see if you can adjust, speak to the technological guards and see if they can get you coming through to us a bit clearer, please. But one of the things that you've said, obviously, when you're talking about trends, which I think is definitely a big thing when it comes to beauty, is, and actually just a conversation we're having across the world, is sustainability. And before I come back to you, Zozi, can I just quickly jump back to Laura and say, you know, Laura, sustainability, what does that actually mean with beauty, and how is Woolworths playing their part in as far as being a sustainable beauty range?
Yes. So sustainability, and I think the main impact is on our environment, and that's the most closest to our heart, is our environment and preserving it for the future generations. In W.Beauty, we make sure that all the ingredients we source, whether it is locally or globally, that is sustainably and ethically sourced. So if I'm going after a plant-based ingredient, I will make sure to find a source that is sustainably sourced. So meaning, if I'm going over and I'm going after a natural flower, I want to go after a source where I know I'm going to partner with a raw material supplier that is going to be responsible to the community, and make sure that if we pluck the flower, that we're going to replenish and we're going to renew and we're going to grow. So it just means for us partnering with the raw material suppliers that are committed to the social responsibility of sustainability, and it's key when we are picking the ingredients that goes into our products.
Right. Okay. Please do remember to keep sharing to our audience. Please remember to keep sharing what real beauty means to you, so that you stand a chance to, of course, win that wonderful hamper from W.Beauty, valued at over 2,000 rands. And whilst we're still on the topic of products, Zozi, what are some of your favorite products? I think you mentioned earlier that you are a dewy look. That's your go-to look. So what are some of the products that you find you go to get that look that you are going for the day?
Yeah, like I said, you know, before I can actually achieve that, I have to have beautiful skin. And so I love a good glow. I did mention the hydrating serum. It is one of my absolute favorites, along with the hydrating gel. But also one that I like as well before I go to bed at night is the evening recovery oil. I love that, just to give me that boost and that radiance as well. I also love there's a mascara that they have, a 3-in-1. Waterproof mascara. I love something that can give me 3 things at one, and I don't have to, you know, go searching for it. You know, if I'm able to get the volume, if I'm able to get the length, and if I'm just able to get the curl, I'm
sustainable with your time.
Yes, it saves me time, and I still get to look, you know, absolutely flawless because of it. So I think definitely those are like my top 4 or 5 products that I love from, you know, Woolworths Beauty, but also because they are friendly to the environment as well is something that I love. I love that they're vegan, because if I'm supporting my beauty, then I should be supporting the beauty of the planet and the environment as well. And so I think that's why they really are my favorite.
for being Miss Universe. We'd like to think you are looking after the universe.
Absolutely.
Sorry, cheesy moment there. Okay, Laura, we've heard what the trends are. We've heard what the products that are hot are, but are there any key ingredients? I know you mentioned some of them, or you mentioned some of them earlier, but are there any other key, if you were to say to us, 3 key ingredients that we should look out for, and why are why do you say that? Why are they beneficial?
So the 3 key ingredients for me, I would say definitely vitamins. So vitamin A and E and B and C, key in making your skin looking beautiful and keeping it healthy. The vitamin E to moisturize and the vitamin C to brighten and give you the natural glow. So look out for vitamins. Look out for natural actives, plant-based ingredients that are not harmful to your skin, but also gives you a lot of benefits. So a lot of plant-based ingredients and actives. And the last one I would say is the hydrating ingredients. So yeah, hyaluronic acid, look out for that. And also SPF, very important, sun protection. So make sure you get a good SPF, you get some sun protection, some UV filters, and ideally in a day cream, you would want an SPF 20-25 that you should be looking out for. And those are the key ingredients for ideal skincare.
I'm glad that you've brought up SPF, because that is something that I know Knox is very passionate about. I think especially in the Black community, when it comes to sun care, protecting our skin against the sun, we seem to think that that's not a thing. But because of Knox, that's something that's been drilled into me now. I mean, she's even gone as far as to say, even when we are in lockdown and we're using our computer, we should still be putting sunscreen on because of the UV rays from our computers. So go figure. Knox, can you just talk us through a little bit of why is it so important for us to find products that do have an SPF factor?
Definitely. Tim, I'm so glad that you've been listening to me all this time. But SPF is so important. Like, I feel that especially amongst our Black community, Black women and Black skin, you think that you are protected just by the fact that you have melanin. It is not the case. Definitely, anyone and everybody should be wearing SPF to protect yourself from UV damage, to protect yourself from your computer screen, which is blue light that is aging onto your skin, just to protect yourself from anything that can cause you to look older or to age quicker than you actually supposed to. It's definitely important. I also know that people have been reluctant to wear sunscreen because it gave you that gray, bluish film on your skin, which is why as Black women and Black people, we have steered away from that because it just didn't look flattering on our skin. But the market has made it that sunscreens today are very flattering and absorb beautifully into the skin and give you a beautiful glow. So they are able to absorb into the skin and give you the protection that you need at the same time.
And maybe if I can come back to Zozi, obviously you're still quite young, but being in the public eye as much as what you are now, what would you share in as far as SPF goes? Because I think when Miss Universe gives the instruction, I feel like more people are going to follow it. So what do you want to add to just how crucial sun protection is for people's skin? And especially one thing that people do also think is not effective is around winter, which is actually one of the times you should really be careful about using sun protection. What would you like to add to that?
I think Laura and Knox have pretty much said it all. I just recently learned as well about putting on SPF when we're in front of computers, which was something that I didn't know about.
Right.
And I'm actually one of the people who are guilty as well of thinking just because melanin, I don't need SPF.
No, I get you.
It's not something that I grew up using, and I think it's a lot of Black households haven't, grown up using it. And just as I've learned, I've educated myself as well to actually, find out that it is very important for us to be wearing sunscreen, especially in the winter times as well, when we think the sun is not out. And so, I absolutely agree. It's for everyone. It's not for certain people. And I'm happy to hear that, there are products that are made for, dark skin as well. Because like Nox said, there was a huge struggle before where you would put it on and it doesn't really complement your skin. And so I'm happy that, I'm so happy that there are products that now are able to come onto melanated skin. And put on some sunscreen, guys. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much melanin you have.
You heard it straight from Miss Universe. Wear your SPF factor. Okay, Laura, you've already told us what the minimum factor should be for our faces. Is there a difference for our bodies? Or is it also, is there a difference between the SPF factor we should be looking at?
No, there's no difference. I'll say if for the South African climate and the demographic, we shouldn't have anything less than 25. So the higher you go, the better it is. I do understand, and jumping back to Zazi, I mean, in terms of black skin and the residue that SPF will leave, I just want to say W.Beauty has an SPF 50 complete UV block, and we spent a lot of work in ensuring the product leaves as less residue as possible on your skin. So the darker your skin, and if you have a problem and you hesitant to try SPF, try the SPF UV block, SPF 50, and it leaves less residue, so you don't it doesn't leave your skin looking white and ashy. So the better, the more SPF, the better. The minimum 25 to 30.
Perfect. And whilst I'm still chatting to you, we've got some questions coming through from some of the people that have joined us tonight. Thank you. And one of the questions that we've got for you, Laura, someone has asked, is there a test or a way to find out what type of serum you should be using?
There's no scientific test. I mean, there's a lot of skincare derma tools out there on the market that you could do a quick skin test, and it will tell you your skin type. And depending on your skin type is how you pick your products. So if you have a normal to dry skin, you'll pick something that has more hydration. And if you have combination to oily, then obviously you're going to pick a serum that is more leaning towards oil control, or has products that will mattify and catch oil. So picking your serums and picking your products, it all depends on your skin type. And if you don't know your skin type, you can go into the store and a beauty advisor will help you determine your skin type and will lead you on the type of products that you should use.
And is it safe to mix serums, especially the overnight ones? That's the other question that they have.
It is safe to mix serums. You wouldn't want to overload your skin, especially at night. My suggestion is that you focus on using the serums on targeted areas, so not all over face, and especially just where you have your skin concerns and your problem areas is where you want to layer your serum over your night moisturizer.
Perfect. Okay, we've got a question here from our audience for you, Zozi. It's from Ketumetse. She wants to know, during the lockdown period, what is the one thing that you have learned out of these challenging times?
Ooh, definitely that we need people in our lives more than we think, because of, we've had very less human contact during this time. I'm someone who is actually introverted, so I've never minded being in my own space and being alone, but after a while you miss people, because I'm very affectionate. I love hugging people. I love seeing people and touching them, which is something I can't do now. And so I think I've learned that I'm actually more extroverted than I thought I was. I thought I would be okay for a certain amount of time, but after a while, I really started, missing people. And another thing I think I've learned during this time is not just about me, but a lot of people. I think for a very long time we've thought, humanity and humility is dead. It's no longer there. But we saw it come out during this time where people came together to help where they can, where people, did all they could in their power to help their communities and in their countries. And so it was so lovely to see people coming together once again to fight this one thing, that is against us. And so it was lovely to see during this time that, we still are in fact human and we still do have wound.
Agreed, totally agreed. I think a lot of us probably underestimated what human touch actually means and is. I think a lot of us just took it for granted that, you've got your colleagues when you go to the office, you've got your family or wherever you are with the human interaction. And once we went into lockdown, suddenly we realized that we actually, we actually thrive off human interaction. So I fully get what you mean. You know, sometimes just going to the shops in the beginning for me was exciting because you get a chance to kind of like see people. So definitely feel you there. And I think it's been a great thing for us though, because it's also helped us to reboot our systems, as it were, and be more appreciative of things that I think we've taken for granted a lot of the time. So definitely agree with you with regards to that. Now, Loretta's also asked a question here, and Loretta, I totally feel you here because I also have the same question, and I don't know between Laura and Knox, if one of you wants to pick this up, maybe Knox. Loretta wants to know what the best product for dark circles under the eyes is.
Ooh, that is a tricky one, but I mean, eye cream is so important and so important for keeping that skin under the eyes really plump and youthful because it's so delicate and so thin. So you know, dark circles, puffiness. I would recommend something like, I know recently they've started making eye creams that have vitamin C in them. Which
They have what? Sorry? Eye creams that have?
Also, sorry, Deborah?
You said eye creams that have? I didn't quite catch what you said.
Oh, eye creams that have vitamin C.
Ah, vitamin C. Oh, the vitamins that Laura has been preaching.
Vitamin C. So that's going to help with any darkness and just inhibiting that melanin in the eye area. And also increasing that circulation in the eye area. So facial rolling, which I absolutely love, is something that you can also incorporate as well.
Okay, so rolling is those beauty contraptions.
Yes.
Yes, Laura?
Yeah. So I think I'll add to what Knox has said. Getting your blood circulation under eye will really help your dark circles. And when applying your eye cream, make sure you pat it in. So you're always patting in, and the patting will help massage and allow blood circulation. So W.Beauty has a radiance eye cream, an eye gel, and it's also a very cooling gel and refreshing that will help with the bags under eye, and also help with the dark circles. And another tip is that when you're using your face mask, pop on some cucumbers or pop on some chamomile tea bags or some rooibos bags. They also help with the under eye darkness.
But how long? How long, you know, if I'm sitting there with my cucumber, how long would that be?
The same time that you would use your mask on. So between 10 and 15 minutes, when you put your face mask on, pop on the cucumbers or the tea bags.
And you mentioned the chamomile tea bags. How?
Yes, chamomile or rooibos.
Yeah, so how would I prepare that?
You can
make tea, have a tea, you know, how does it work?
Sure, you can have a cup of tea before that. And another tip that helps is if the bags are colder, so you could use it earlier, just dip it in a bit of water and place it in the fridge and pop it on when you're ready. Okay,
perfect. Zozi, do you have any weird and wonderful beauty things that you do? You know, are you lying there with the cucumber as well?
No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do cucumber, yes, because it's something that we grew up and we've seen people using, you know, in the movies, you put your magazine. So it's something that I definitely, you know, still do. But I don't know if I have any tricks like, you know, tea bags. So I'm taking down notes and definitely going to be doing that as well.
Right. Love it. Okay, Knox, any beauty tricks that you have? Like any DIY?
DIY, well, I think during lockdown, we've all been DIYing, you know, to oblivion. But one thing that I have quite enjoyed is like a DIY mask, which uses just plain, simple yogurt. Plain, simple yogurt. It's like a hydrating mask, and you mix a little bit of yogurt with a little bit of lemon juice, and it really helps to brighten the skin. It makes your skin soft because of the lactic acid in the yogurt, and also brightens because of the vitamin C in the juice. So it's a very simple one, but it works.
Great. And then when it comes to anti-aging, whilst we're talking about how to get skin going, Laura, are there any specific products that maybe we should be looking at or ingredients maybe that we should be looking at when it comes to anti-aging creams?
So anti-aging, again, in anti-aging, you want to have as much moisture rising agents in there as possible. So a lot of vitamin E, a lot of hyaluronic acid that will plump out your skin and help iron out the wrinkles. Another ingredient is vitamin A, so you got retinol and retinol boosters. Ceramides, very important ingredients that you want to look out for when choosing anti-aging.
Okay, and sorry, I've got a question here. Sorry for you, Laura. Yeah, we've got a question from Songi. Is there, oh, I know there is a difference, so rather let me rephrase it to say, what is the difference between SPF, UVA, and UVB? So those are the different, yeah, maybe you can just.
So UVA and UVB are the UV filters, and I mean, we get broad spectrum SPF. So you have UVA and UVB, which combines the UV filters, and SPF is your complete broad spectrum coverage. So it will protect you broadly against, against sun damage.
Okay, and then maybe you can also, from your expert point of view, can you just talk us through the whole idea around why we should wear sun protection because of our computers?
Okay, so a computers is your it's the photo aging and the IR and the rays and the blue rays. So it is it's the light, and it is UV light, and it's a sort of UV light, and it causes photo aging on skin. So that is why we do promote use an SPF. And I know that there's a lot of technology out there that protects against blue light nowadays. So there's a lot of antioxidants out there in products. So if you see anything that's claiming blue light protection, those ingredients that are nice to have. And we are also including these items in W.Beauty. So you will see them coming through. Lingo stem being one of the key ingredients that we're going to add into our day creams that will protect you against the IR and the photo aging radiation from computers.
Okay, I've got a question here that's come up about acne, which is obviously a big concern for a lot of people. But Zozi, is that something that you ever had trouble with, or were you always flawless, as it were?
It's very funny because when I grew up, I never had any issues with my skin. Into my teenage years, nothing, because I think that's when people say you're supposed to be getting all the breakouts. Nothing happened for me. I think I started breaking out maybe in my mid-20s, like early 20s, mid-20s. Yeah, which was very strange. And I was like, what is happening? Why all of a sudden?
What was happening?
I have no idea, but it was like a 1 year thing. I think it was a year when my skin just started breaking and it was crazy, but then it went back to normal again. So I've never really had to, especially as a teenager, deal with a lot of acne. So I've been lucky, I guess, in that way. Again, people ask what happened, how did you take care of it? I don't know. Once again, it literally just vanished. So I don't know. It was quite strange.
Just like, I mean, no, were you using special products or nothing along those lines?
Not even. I just carried on using what I was using then, and it literally just went away by itself. I really don't know what that was. I really don't know, but yeah.
Okay, that's very lucky. But for some people who are obviously not as lucky, with acne, they end up getting dark spots from the acne. Laura, what are some of the products that maybe you would suggest one looks at, or even just general skincare tips that someone with dark spots should look at for managing that?
Yeah, so the dark spots, there's pigmentation, and there's a lot of agents on the market that will brighten your skin. And I think in W.Beauty, if I could recommend the Radiance range. And in the Radiance range, we have vitamin B. So also, again, a natural vitamin, a natural ingredient. And the vitamin E, otherwise known as niacinamide, is a very popular ingredient in brightening and radiance product. And this active is very effective. So with continuous use twice a day, any product with a vitamin B, you will definitely see an improvement on your dark spots and blemishes.
And in terms of diet, I mean, sweets. People say if you eat a lot of sweet foods, is there anything that
I'd
maybe from a
say,
scientific point of view, don't say chocolate, is there anything from a scientific point of view that you would suggest we maybe try and avoid for people who have skin prone to acne?
Different people flare up to different agents. So you could flare up to the flavonoids in your chocolates or the vitamin C in your citrus, and you could be allergic to many things. But I think it's all dependent on your natural, your body and the physiology of how you made up. And I think, Zozi, when you explain as to how your acne disappears, I mean, we all have our own natural pH and hormones, and you can literally grow out of your acne. It all depends how your body reacts as time going. So there's a lot of factors. You could have your pH, you could have stress, you could have what you eat. There's a lot of things that affect it, and it's so different to each person. So I say you're going to have to learn. It's trial and error, and as you go out, you'll figure out what your body is telling you what to do and what not to do. Yeah.
Fair enough. Knox, as the beauty editor, is there anything that, what advice would you give us for managing skin that is prone to acne?
I definitely think acne is a tough one because, I mean, it could vary from, the causes could be various, it could be because you're oily, it could be because you have a skin condition that is making you acne inclined, or it could just be some sort of irritation that you have environmentally that could be causing acne. Sometimes it's even hormonal. So the causes of acne are so wide and so varied that it can be quite difficult. But what I would say is, always check with some sort of a dermatologist to check what type of acne you have and how serious it is. If it is something that can be solved with products, or if it's something that needs to be, given more serious attention. Something that I would like to add as well is that, especially in lockdown, what I found is that there has been a lot of flare-ups in terms of like lockdown acne or lockdown phase. Everyone's skins are kind of acting out. I don't know if our skin knows that there's a pandemic happening, but it's crying out for help. And a lot of that is can also be a cause of the fact that we're wearing masks now more often and every day. So masks are something that are causing people to break out along the bottom half of the face, on the chin, on the cheeks, on the nose. And people are also becoming more sensitive and having more reactions and irritations because of wearing masks. So I do think you should check with a professional if it is really bad. Is it something more serious? Otherwise, don't pick your acne. Wear SPF. Try to get things that are going to help to repair your barrier, to help repair your skin, repair creams, and yeah, just really give it some love and attention. Don't stress it out too much. Don't overload it with product, and you should be fine. Should be fine.
Okay, you've mentioned some great tips and things we should be doing, but I know a lot of us obviously have a lot of beauty sins that we commit. I know one of mine is sleeping with makeup, which is, as far as I know in the beauty world, is a cardinal sin that everyone always says, don't sleep with makeup. I'm like, I won't sleep with makeup. Zozi, you've said that, you're saying that you're also guilty of that. What other beauty sins are you committing?
I'm also guilty of that. I think that's like my biggest one as well. And I always tell people, wash your face before going to bed because you've been touching it the whole day. But I actually have been guilty as well of just like passing out, sometimes because when you're busy. And when we were still out there before COVID, though, I would be working and working the whole day, whole night. Yeah. And then I'd get home and the bathroom would look too far. Everything would just be like a lot. And I would just fall asleep sometimes, which is really, really bad. And another thing is, I think we need to changing our pillows constantly. I think we also do that. We keep sleeping on our pillows and there's our hair products in there. And so definitely things that I've been guilty of at some points in my life.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Laura, do you have any insight in terms of how often we should be changing our pillows maybe? I mean, I'm putting you a bit on the spot here, But maybe being the scientist extraordinaire, you do know how often we should be changing. Is there
it's
a time
gonna
frame or
differ
not?
again to everybody, but I would say once a week, get the sheets in the wash.
Yeah. Knox? What would you say?
So in terms of, well, my thing would be, yes, the sheets and the pillows are definitely something that you would want to change, but also remember your makeup brushes. Your makeup brushes carry a lot of bacteria, and you'll usually find
Rosanna giving the guilty nod again.
You'll usually find if you are having a breakout, eliminate the pillow, check the brushes, and then your skin usually kind of starts to go back to normal. I usually find that if I'm breaking out, it's time to probably wash your makeup brush.
Yeah, that's very fair. Whilst we are talking about sins and things we shouldn't be doing, are there any ingredients, Laura, that we should be staying clear of?
So, Themba, there is a long list of ingredients that are banned in terms of globally and locally. And in South Africa, we're governed by CTFA. We take guidelines from Europe and the US. But for me, one that stands out will definitely be hydroquinone. It is a skin lightening a bleach, I would say, skin lightening agent. And it is a banned substance in cosmetic products. It is very effective and it gives you results very quick. So you can bleach your skin and you can get rid of the pigmentation and it can be looking fair and radiant in a matter of days. But it is extremely harmful to your skin, and I would never recommend, even if you get your hands illegally on products that contain hydroquinone. It is something that we should stay away from.
So totally banned.
Totally banned.
Yeah, I'm glad you've raised the whole skin lightening issue, because I think, again, that's something that historically has been an issue in our community. And it's nice to see positive conversations around the kind of products we should be using, and having the expertise or having the experts give us the information around what we should be avoiding. So thank you for that. Maybe Zozi, I don't know if that's something that you want to touch on in terms of kind of like, again, your natural glow and how you maintain that in the absence of these products that we should be avoiding.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that you spoke about, products that are banned for skin lightening, because I was having a conversation with a friend from India, and I was speaking to a former Miss Universe as well from India who has beauty products there, and I was speaking about the skin lightening and products and how big they are, in Asia as a whole, and it's like $1 billion industry there. And so I'm wondering, Laura, if are these products maybe like banned in Asia as well, because I know they're still quite huge on it, in that part of the world. Again, I guess it just goes back to beauty boundaries and what we think beauty is and what we think is beautiful, which is something that I've had to deal with as well, being in this platform that I am. Things like colorism, things like, black being beautiful or white being beautiful. I think it all goes back to us embracing who we are truly to the core, whether we're black, white, Indian, colored, Asian, it doesn't matter. We're born this way and we are beautiful that way. And so I'm glad that there's products that they are taking out of the market to say, look, this is very bad for our skin. But yeah, there's still parts of the world where skin lightening is huge. It's still affecting a lot of women who are born, on the darker side. And we hope that we will get to a space in the beauty industry where, we frown upon such products even more.
Yeah.
Going back to Zazi, in Asia, there is a lot of products that still contain hydroquinone, but it's more of the smaller guys. It's not your big brands and the big guys who have lobbied against this. And I think there is a growing concern, and they are aware of it, and eventually they will get rid of it. But there's a lot of smaller brands out there and great products on the market that do contain it, and it is illegal. And I know that it's definitely banned in the US and the Europe and in South Africa and in Asia, they probably do get away. But it's more of the smaller brands. I know for a fact there's the bigger brands in India who have now lobbied against hydroquinone.
That's good.
Yeah. Can I just say, what a treat it is, Zozi, to have you here. Just, I just had a moment now where I thought, what an honor actually for us to be able to have a platform like this where we get to speak to Miss Universe. So thank you for joining us. We really appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you. After a long day, we've got a question here. What is your one beauty trick that you use to still look fresh even when you are tired? How do you prep yourself up?
Me.
Yes.
Oh,
When
after a long day.
because you mentioned the long day and you have the long
Yes.
days and you come home. So maybe let's say you've had a long working day, but then you've got an evening engagement. How do you just give yourself that little pop?
So I love a good mask. I will literally, if I wash off my makeup, I will put on a mask and just like sit there and let it soak in, listen to music and just enjoy good food, but with a mask on. I'm a big advocate for a great mask. I love it.
Okay.
It just brightens your skin and it makes you look more awake, during the days. So it's definitely things that I pack in my bag a lot. So
Okay.
yes, to skin masks.
So in terms of masks, Noxat, I know this is something that again you are quite well versed in. How do you go about choosing a mask? I mean, you get to the aisle in the shop, there's 100,000, well, what feels like 100,000 when you're not a beauty expert, masks lined up. How do you go about choosing a mask?
I think definitely with masks, it's definitely something that you have to go via your skin concern. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what do you want to target? Are you looking for something that's going to brighten your skin? Are you looking for something that's going to address sensitivity? Are you looking for something that's going to give you hydration, plump? So it's definitely, so when you're in the aisle, check for what is my concern that I'm trying to address, because masks are great for dealing with a certain concern or issue very quickly. It gives you a very high concentration of active ingredients. So if you want to look hydrated immediately, then going for a hydrating mask that has hyaluronic acid is better and is something that you would go for. I love a sheet mask. I absolutely love a sheet mask because
That's the one.
It is something that you
the holes and then you pop it over your. Okay.
Yes. It is something that you can apply on the go. So you don't have to, you'll be struggling with a brush and putting on your mask from a tub. So it's something you just pull out the packet and then just apply it on your face. W.Beauty's got amazing masks. I love the hydrating mask, but they also have a soothing mask, which is also amazing, which is great if you're just feeling a little bit sensitive. You can just apply that on, and then you can instantly look fresh, get rid of any redness that you may have, any stress that is appearing on your face. So that's definitely, sheet mask is amazing if you're on the go. So as Zosi said, just quickly while you're eating, you can also do other things so it stays put on your face and you're not going to necessarily worry about things dripping and all of that. But yeah, masks are amazing. They are daunting, but just find one that addresses your skin concern and one that has a texture that you like and one that feels good for you. One that allows you to do the things that you want to do while you're wearing a mask. And I think you're on the right track.
So
On flight as well, they're amazing.
I saw you nodding earlier when we were talking about the sheet mask. Is that your go-to, or are you apply? We're trying to imagine what does Miss Universe? What kind of mask is Miss Universe using?
I love a good sheet mask. Like she says, it's so easy. You literally just pop it out of the pack. I've used it on like flights as well when you're just laying there, because that's when I would get most of my time. Just wash my face, put it on while I'm on the flight, put it on while I'm moving. Like it's easier. You can do a lot of things while you have it on. So I do love a good sheet mask.
Yeah, my sister swears by masks. I mean, she's constantly got a mask, she's got turmeric, she's got, she's very big on her DIY mask. So I know she is watching today. So hopefully some of what Laura has shared from that expert point of view will get her to, be more mindful of the things, not that she hasn't been mindful already, but mindful of the things that she's putting on her skin with more knowledge. So that's been great to have. Okay, we're running out of time a little bit. So maybe if I can just get a closing comment from each of you ladies. Laura, we can start with you.
Yeah, so for my tips for the winter season is that make sure you stay hydrated and use products that want to moisturize you and nourish. And just a tip for me, I know that Zozi spoke about the evening recovery oil, and it's good to apply on your skin and at night. And another tip is that on daytime, and when we do get back to the new normal, pop some of those evening recovery oil into your foundation and you will get an instant natural glow, and that will help you with your dewy face. So you can pop it into a few drops into your foundation, onto your face, or just on your cheekbones as a highlighter. Love the product, and it'll do wonders for your skin.
Okay. And I'm sure that one of the things, obviously seeing the face behind some of the products, if anyone does have more questions, I'm sure they're able to pop into a Woolies and have someone help them there. Right.
Yes. You could go into the Woolies and there's advisors in store, or you could follow us on Instagram, hashtag W.Beauty, pop us a DM and we'll get back to you.
Perfect. Nox, closing remarks from you?
My closing thoughts. I definitely think beauty is fun. Don't stress about it too much. I definitely think that lockdown is such a critical time in terms of beauty. It's definitely a time when people are taking stock, not just of their lives and who should be in them and who shouldn't be, but also what in terms of beauty is working for me. Do I necessarily have to wear as much makeup as I was wearing pre-lockdown? People have had a lot of time to look after their skin and just really assess what it is I need in terms of beauty.
Yeah.
Do I need 10 products to fulfill my skin goals, or can I use 3? I think definitely take stock, find what is essential beauty to you, what makes you happy, experiment with as many trends and colors as you want. Like everything that you were afraid to try, you can try now because you have the time and no one's going to see you, so you'll be fine.
Perfect. Zozi?
Laura, firstly, thank you so much for the recovery oil tip. I didn't know that trick. I will definitely be using it from now on for my glow. But I guess my last words would be for us to just remember to take care of our health. What we put inside our bodies is as much important as what we put on the outside. So, just to watch what we eat and make sure that we, are eating clean and healthy so that it shows on our skin as well. But not just, our bodies, but our minds as well. Take care of our minds. Our mental health is very important. Take care of our souls, because if your soul is happy and beautiful, instantly, it shows on the outside as well. So, just take care of yourself, drink lots and lots of water, and get your products from Woolies because they are, vegan friendly and they are environmentally friendly. So definitely take care of ourselves inside and out.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we have run out of time, so I do have to wrap things up. But a big, big thank you to our partners at W.Beauty, available at Woolworths. We're so honored for you to have trusted our platform for such an important conversation around skincare. So thank you. Thank you to Laura as well from Woolworths for giving us insights, a kind of behind the scenes of what goes into what we put on our skin, what we use on our skin. So thank you, Laura. And to my favorite beauty editor, even though she's our only beauty editor, Nox, thank you. You're always a well of knowledge. So thank you so much as well for joining us tonight and for sharing some of your insights with our audience. And like I said, Zozi, what a treat to have you join us today. Thank you for flying the flag high. You are a true embodiment of what beauty from within means and is. And we love you and we're so proud of you. And we can't wait to see what else you do going forward. Finally, to our audience, thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. I hope you were informed. I hope you were empowered. I hope you were inspired. And on behalf of SMAG and the Sowetan family at large, we'd like to say thank you and good night.